Hi, what are you doing? I'm looking at a trip photograph. Oh, that was a nice time we had there.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late.
As usual.
What are you guys up to?
We're just looking at a trip photograph.
Nice. What an amazing trip it was, right?
Did you guys feel weird after coming back? I know, right? There was something completely different about that place.
I think it was really lively.
Yeah, I miss the people, the plazas, walking around the streets.
Or maybe it's just the public square, the open spaces, or maybe the city hustle makes it more lively.
I think the number of immigrants coming in, that is the tourists, made the whole city lively. Because when we used to go out in the evenings, it wasn't that lively. The locals were less and the immigrants were more. But then, apart from that, I really wish we could go back in time and relive those memories.
Maybe we can.
Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know. Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know. Rufus boy, let me love boy, what you know. Rufus boy, let me love.
Berlin, a pulsing, exciting city with so many varied and distinctive neighborhoods, iconic history all around. It is a low-key green city filled with parks and plots. The river Spree cuts across the city, and on its banks you see people enjoying the serenity. The city itself makes you curious about its history. The numerous parks and busy plots are spaces filled with opportunity. Most parks, however, are a bit isolated and often at times use as transitions or pause spaces. The plots are filled with tourists and locals, some there to chill and some there to earn their daily bread. One of the major reasons why these are the most lively spaces compared to the rest of the city is because of the number of immigrants being greater than the people living there. The music, the food, the culture, and the rich history around are what makes these public spaces and Berlin a phenomenon. Art is an evolutionary act. There are no rules. That is graffiti, and what better city to relate this to than Dresden? The city has a clear distinction between the old and new. The new city, though modern, does have plazas and open spaces for people to use. These, however, seem to be a little more forced than the plazas of the old city. Dresden, being a quiet city, is also the balcony of Europe and has a wide spectrum of cultures. The buildings here are a piece of art. The cozy pockets of open spaces invites you to it and brings out your inner creativity. The plazas around the buildings are very lively with street performers, horse carriages, and street cafes. This city is the perfect blend of modernity, art, culture, and history. The activities, the people, they make you feel like you are a part of the city and its story. The music, the artists, the architecture gives a character to the city. They silently tell you the story of Dresden. We now come to the city of spires, the Paris of the 90s, the beautiful city of Prague. It speaks of its great architecture and cultural influence. Prague's maze of cobbled lanes and hidden courtyards is a paradise, beckoning you to explore a little further. The views from the Charles Bridge are just breathtaking. The hilltop castle, the lonely lazy rivers are inspiring and simply leave you awestruck. The activities along the bridge and its surrounding area add to the features of Prague. The street cafes, the artists, the street performers enhance the Prague experience, making you feel like you are a part of something bigger. The Golden City, with its Gothic and Baroque influence, has a completely different vibe at night, leaving an enormous impression on you. From the Paris of the 90s, we come to the Paris of the East, the economic, historic, and cultural capital of Hungary, Budapest. Well known for its youthful atmosphere, there are many parks here with interactive installations and spaces. This city is divided into two parts, the hilly district of Buda and the flat district of Pest. Historically and architecturally, this city is a treasure trove with multiple architectural styles, boulevards, and numerous Turkish baths to satisfy everyone. It is the city of statues and the number 96. Apart from its rich history, the contemporary architecture here and the spaces also define the city and add to its beauty. This city is a paradise for explorers and the wanderlust souls. And now it's time for the final stop, the gateway of Eastern Europe, Vienna. It is rightly said, the streets of Vienna are paved with culture. With its rambling palaces, winding cobbled lanes and elegant coffee houses, Vienna is steeped in history. It is on the cutting edge of design, architecture and contemporary art and has buildings by iconic architects like Zaha Hadid. Most spaces here provide an opportunity to interact with people and breathe in the open space. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Apart from the plazas and gardens, the amusement park here was one of our most memorable and exciting experiences, and it was one that we will never forget. This city of music has left us all spellbound, and it was the perfect ending to our incredible trip. When people think of cities, they tend to think of certain things, like buildings, streets, skyscrapers. We related to the city mostly through the people and public spaces. These in a way silently told you the story of the city and made it lively and enjoyable. This is what made the whole experience a phenomenon. They say you only live once, but if you do it right, only once is enough.